Alright everybody, Revolver84 here, and today we're gonna do 7 FOB infiltration tips for Metal Gear Solid 5. So tip number 1, check out your opponent. So by that I mean check out their rank, check out their point score, check out the quality of soldiers that they're going to have guarding the FOB, check out the amount of material that they have, and all these give you an idea as to how difficult it's going to be to infiltrate their FOB, but also as well what you can pick up as you meandering around their FOB, what sort of quality of soldiers you'd expect to Fulton, what materials you'll be able to pick up, and what you're looking for is one that you feel confident you'll be able to infiltrate successfully, but at the same time worth your while. Now also in addition to that, you need to consider things like their defences. So have they got cameras, have they got mines, have they got electronic laser sensors, have they got UAVs, and if so, and if you think it's going to be particularly difficult, don't be scared to dispatch a combat unit to go and take some of those things down, because at the end of the day, the less scars they are, the less equipment they've got, the less mines that they have placed on their FOB, the easier it's going to be for you to infiltrate their base. You also need to keep in mind the quality of person who's running this FOB, because at the end of the day they're going to know that you've attacked their FOB, and there is the chance for retaliation, so you have to keep that in mind. Number 2, consider your multipliers. So I don't just mean your multipliers in the sense of your points that you can score by neutralising guards or whatever. I'm talking about multipliers like what your character's going to have. So if you see where it says staff rank bonus, that's a multiplier there, and it multiplies your score if you use that person. It's best to keep in mind what the skills they have, and use the appropriate one, like for example a climber or someone who's really good with reflex mode. But also as well, you've got a very easy one. All you've got to do is just use a combat fatigue, especially good on a straightforward infiltration base, because you get a multiplier on that. Also the time of day, if you infiltrate a FOB during the morning or throughout the day, you get a multiplier for doing it through the day as well, so that's something to consider. Tip number 3, scout first. So don't go in there all guns blazing, don't go in there attacking the first guard you see. Take your time and have a good scout about. The idea is that there's actually a lot of places for guards to stand. You've got to consider things like, are they above you, the height that they have, the height advantage, are they below you, are they behind you. Have a good scout around, try and mark as many guards as you can before you start to make any move. That nicely ties into tip number 4, don't rush. Take your time, generally you do have enough time to get through your FOBs. Even if the FOB consists of 4 decks, you've usually got a safe amount of time. Don't rush yourself through. Don't feel that you've got to power through or fight your way through just to try and beat the clock, because at the end of the day the clock's usually quite generous, unless you're particularly high, attacking a particularly high FOB, for example like one covered in heavily armoured guys or whatever. Just take your time. You've got no rush. There's plenty of places to hide, and scout it out effectively, because at the end of the day, would you rather try and rush through and do it fast and fail 10 times because you've rushed through and trying to complete it in 5 minutes, or would you rather take 10 minutes, take your time just scouting about, identifying everything that you want to Fulton, identifying all the potential guards, all the dummies and such like, and then making your move, because it is worth your while at the end of the day. Speaking of dummies, an easy way of getting additional heroism is just shooting dummies. The not going to harm you or anything. Just take one pot out and you get an additional heroism just for shooting dummies, and it makes it easier for yourself when you're progressing through the FOB anyway. Tip number 5, don't forget to Fulton. So the whole point of the FOB's infiltration missions is basically it's just a raid. The idea is that you can Fulton resources like men, like materials, like weapons, like vehicles. Don't forget to Fulton these as you see them. But that follows on nicely to tip number 6. Make sure you Fulton out of sight. So it's very easy to get carried away and see a particular thing that you want to Fulton, like a particularly good soldier, like a a double plus or a S soldier or something. Right, I need to Fulton him straight away before I lose him. Don't. Take your time with when you're going to Fulton, and make sure that you're going to Fulton him out of sight, because it's not just a case of looking left or right or forwards or backwards to make sure that you're safe to Fulton. The FOBs are vertical buildings, so it could be a case that there could be a guard above you, so make sure that you're always Fulton out of sight, otherwise all your effort to try and stealthily break into the FOB could have been wasted just by a poorly positioned Fulton attempt. Which leads me on to my final tip. if the alarm goes off, don't panic. So the alarm's quite a surprise. Usually when it goes off, it can be quite a nerve-jangling sort of experience. When you hear that noise go off, you think, oh no, they're coming to get us. And it's quite easy to maybe lose your cool and panic and forget about where all the hiding places are and forget about all the options that you have available to you. I will say this, if the alarm does go off, don't stand still and don't think you can take on the whole FOB from your current position with all your weapons and stuff. Move. So you can still fight if necessary, but move. Another alternative is always just to find somewhere safe just to stop and hide. You know, the guards aren't the smartest things in the world, and they certainly haven't got the common sense to look down underneath the platforms that you're hanging from, or notice fingers that's holding onto platforms and such like. So if the alarm goes off, like I say, don't panic, don't make a crazy run for the exit, because it won't let you complete the level with the alarm going off anyway. Just ride out the alarm. You've usually, like I say, got a lot of time anyway on these FOB infiltration missions, so it's not like you're pushed for time. Just take 2 minutes just to hang about, let the alarm run down. You know, if you feel like there's an opportunity to take the odd person out here and there by setting a trap, or approaching a group of them from behind or whatever, or, you know, throwing in a sleep mine or a sleep grenade or anything like that. But by all means take it. I'm not saying don't engage with them in combat if the alarm goes off, but all I'm saying is don't panic if it does go off, because it will go off. It's pretty hard to get through FOBs from start to finish without an alarm going off. It can be done, and you do get nice bonuses for it on your score, but just accept the fact that if the alarm goes off, it's not the end of the world, and just to crack on. That's my 7 tips for infiltrating a FOB on Metal Gear Solid 5. I hope you found it beneficial. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Cheers!